Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Brave Kids Art Club. My name is Brad and I am so excited to draw today because we are drawing the largest animal to have ever existed, and it still lives today. Is that wild? This animal still lives today, bigger than any dinosaur that ever existed. It's crazy. So let me give you a few hints beyond that one. That one seems like a really big hint, but I'll give you some more hints just in case you need them. This animal lives in every ocean except for the Arctic. It doesn't have any teeth. And did I mention it is huge? Can you guess which one it is? That's right, we are drawing a blue whale. They are so massive. They can get up to be 100 feet long. That's bigger than 2 full school buses. They are huge. But we also have a little piece of paper, so we're gonna have to figure out how to smash this giant animal into our sheet of paper, but I have some ideas. So let's make sure we have everything we need to get started, and let's go. All right, make sure you have a clean sheet of paper out. We're gonna need a pencil to do some sketching. We're gonna need to have some eraser handy. I have a few different ones here. And then we're going to go over the sketch with a pen, a dark pen or a marker, and we'll just do our outlines there. And then we can go back and erase all the under sketch. And at the very end, we get to do some coloring. So let's start with our sketch. All right, so I'm gonna start by doing this little shape right here. We're gonna curve it back under here. I'm gonna go down. And we're gonna go up. This is the belly of our whale. And then I'm actually gonna have it come in a little bit more like this. And then we'll have another one. We're gonna start small. This is where the tail is gonna be. So we gotta leave room up here for the tail. And then we're gonna do this shape. It's gonna taper real small and get bigger. It gets bigger pretty quick because we're gonna have to fit this whole body in our page, like I said. All right, we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna bring it back up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about it being perfect because we're gonna go through and we'll fix this. Mine's definitely not gonna be perfect on this first go around. That's why we draw with a pencil to start. And let's start putting in some other features here. So let's put our tail up here so that way we can tell. And they have that big tail that comes out of the water that you see. And we're going to draw that. So maybe what we'll do is we try to figure out where the points are. Maybe let's do this first. Let's draw a very faint triangle, upside down triangle, to kind of get an idea of the size of our tail. Let's do that first. Okay, so we'll do a kind of get the size, relative size of our tail. Kind of want to make them the same on both sides, which we call symmetrical, if it's the same on both sides. So the tail will do that. And we'll kind of draw a little line right here so we can tell where the middle is. And now we're going to draw a little bit harder and put the actual correct curves on there. So this is what you should do for the whale's tail. Let's grab right here in the corner. I'm going to move my arm out of the way here. And we're going to kind of come out, and then we're going to kind of come out, and then we're going to do inward. So it's going to be like a really long stretched S. So you see how it kind of comes out first, and then it goes in, and it comes back out. So like I said, a little S shape. And we're going to do the same thing over here. But it's going to be backwards right over there, and you're going to come back just a little curve right there. There we go. Now that we know where the middle part is on here, we'll start just a little ways down, and we're going to go up and do the same S thing on this side. So it's kind of that little backwards S. Now this will be a forwards S, just really stretched out. Like this, like that. See, now that we left that in the middle, it allowed us to see where the tail splits a little bit. Okay. Have that come out a little bit. It seems a little flat. Now if you see little flat edges on your curves, just go back over them and try to keep your whole arm straight. You don't need to use your wrist as much. Try to do your whole arm and you can get better curves. Just pull your arm. And you'll notice that when you get those new lines, you'll notice these really nice curves. When I go like this, it gets a little scratchy and choppy, not as smooth. All right, so let's do the mouth now because this is going to be fun. Like I said, they don't actually have teeth. I'll show you what they have. All right, so we have, let's stop. Let's do a little line right here and a little line right about here. And what we're going to do is this will be the top of the mouth, this will be the bottom of the mouth. So let's do a little line, a little curve right here for a big smile. There we go. And then we'll do another one down here and we'll connect it to this line that we already made. There we go. Now they don't have teeth. Blue whales don't have teeth. Some whales do, like killer whales and things. They have teeth, but these giant blue whales, their teeth look like this. I mean, they're not teeth, but what's in place of their teeth looks like this. It's called baleen. And what it is, it looks like a bunch of like toothbrush bristles. Like, that's what they look like, toothbrush bristles. It's like fibrous little like brush hairs that are all down in the close. When they close their mouth, they can seal, but only water can get through. So what happens is they open up their big mouths. They let all like the water with all the fish and krill. Krill's like kind of like shrimpish type of thing, little shrimp things, and they all get in there and they get trapped. And then it shuts its mouth, and then it pushes all the water out of its mouth, and it strains through the baleen or the fibrous teeth that it has, and it pushes it all through, but it leaves all the food. So all the little krill or fish, they get stuck in there, and then they can swallow those without swallowing the water. Isn't that awesome? I thought that was really neat. And then what we can do is we'll draw a bunch of lines here to kind of show that it's like kind of like you would draw a toothbrush. But we'll do more of those right over. Okay, now I have to finish it. Okay, so there we go. We got the smile going. Now we need to make the big eyeballs. But what I'm going to do is probably put it right about here. Now their eyes normally are pretty small on their body. I mean, they're probably really big eyes if you were to look at one up close, but when you look at their whole body in relation to everything else, they are pretty small. But we're going to make a big, fun, happy eyeball for our whale, because our little whale friend is really, really happy. Maybe we'll have him looking up. Let's have him looking up. There we go. Give him a big pupil and make him real happy. And then we're going to they have this other little markings underneath them on their belly, and it looks like this. So let's do this little shape right underneath their eye. Just kind of follow that curve for the circle of the eye. And then we're going to go down like this and kind of curve that back. There we go. Because they have these lined patterns on the bottom of their belly and underneath their mouth. So that's what we're going to draw. But before we do that, now we have a good spot, maybe even further back a little bit. Now we have a good spot for the fin. Now they have really, really big fins, but they have a tiny little dorsal fin. Do you remember what the dorsal fin is? That's the one on the back. So you see, like when we drew a dolphin or a shark, they have a big dorsal fin. Well, on these guys, let's draw that real quick before we draw our other fins. They're about this big. They're little. They're just teeny tiny little ones compared to the rest of their body. They're not very big. So we'll erase this part down here, and you got their little dorsal fin. It's the cutest little dorsal fin. And then they have their little fins that they kind of like guide themselves through the water with, and those are really giant. So we'll draw those, and they kind of just have we'll just draw them like this. Now they're not built for speed. Blue whales are not super fast. They can get up to a cruising speed. That means when they're at their like fastest speed, that's about 20 miles per hour, which is pretty fast, but normally they just hang out at about 5 miles per hour, which is just like casual strolling around. They're pretty slow. Pretty slow. Okay, so like what I was saying, that little stripes underneath, we can do those. We can add some more of those later. We can draw some right now just to kind of get a general idea of what we want to do here. So I'm just going to have them kind of curve with the body at the bottom of the mouth here. Whoop. Get over here. Speaking of the mouth, their tongue weighs as much as an elephant. That's how big these things are. As much as an elephant. Isn't that crazy or what? And their heart is as big as a car. All right, now we're only missing one thing on here. Can you guess what it is? That's right, we're missing the blowhole on the top. That's how they breathe. So let's add a little bump right here on the top of their head. You can add a little circle if you want for a little hole right there. But that's how they breathe. You'll notice that they don't have gills like a fish or a shark on their side, so they have to come out of the water to breathe. And the only way they breathe is out the top of that blowhole. So that's why they come to the very top and they go poof, and they blow out all that air, blow out all the water. It's getting that water out of there, and they breathe in and they go back under the water. So maybe we should draw the water and air shooting out of the blowhole. What do you think? Cool. Okay, let's do that. Let me erase a little bit of this so we don't get confused when we're getting to our outlining. Okay, so let's do a line right here. And we'll draw another line right here, kind of like a V shape. It's going to be shooting out of that little blowhole, and we're going to do just some little water like this. Just little splash, little shapes here. There you go. Look like that. Another one right here. Big one over there. And now there's not a right or wrong way to do this part. You can just make this however you want. This is just kind of one way that I found to make kind of a splash looking shape. And then you can add some extra ones if you want, some extra little things of water shooting out, little beads of water. I don't know how many you want to do. Maybe you want to do some more. I'm going to stick with that. And then I think that looks pretty good. And maybe we'll add a few more things once we get to it, but maybe just like a few lines right here is all I'll do. And then we'll do the rest with our coloring. Okay, well, now that we're at this point, if you need to, take a moment, pause, and catch up. But now I'm going to do my outlining. I was really excited to do this whale because a lot of you have requested that we do a blue whale. So when you request them, I put them on a list, and I make sure I go through all the different animals that you request. So if you haven't seen it yet and you've requested it, trust me, it's coming up. I have them all in a big old list, and I'll make sure to get to your animal. But if you have an animal that you haven't requested and that you'd like to see and would like to draw with me, all your parents have to do is go onto Instagram and just direct message us at Brave Kids Art Club and let us know which animal you'd like us to draw, or they can just email us directly. I love getting your requests. All right, let's draw the bottom of this mouth. Ooh. They need up to like 9,000 pounds of krill, which is that like little shrimps, to keep themselves full. That is so much food. That's how much their stomach can hold. There we go. And they live for quite a while. They get to live up to about 80 to 90 years, which, I mean, even for a person, that's pretty long, but especially for animals, that's really, really high up there. Most animals don't live a lot longer than humans. And these live right up there at the same as humans. They're kind of lonely creatures. They can be in pods. That's what they call a bunch of whales. Pods of up to like 60 whales, but normally they're hanging out by themselves or with just like one or two other whales. That'd be crazy to see 60 of those giant whales out in the water at one time in one place. That would be wild to see. Have any of you gone whale watching? It's pretty fun if you see a whale. Sometimes it can be kind of boring if you don't see a whale. It's kind of a bummer. But I went whale watching before, actually a few times. One time I saw none, which was kind of boring. And then I went to Hawaii, and we saw a ton of whales. Because that's where whales go, not just blue whales, but a lot of whales go to warmer waters to have their babies. And we went, we saw them in Hawaii, and where they have much warmer water. And we got to see all the little baby whales. It's pretty cute. Pretty sure they were gray whales, though, the ones that we saw. Okay, let's do this eyeball. There's a little circle there. And then let's have them just looking straight up at the little blowhole. There we go. And then we got to draw the baleen. Now, I always thought the baleen was there and they could never open up their mouth all the way. It was just like a strainer where things could only come in but couldn't come out. That's not how it is. They actually open their whole mouth and let everything in, and then it shuts, just leaving the strainer open right there, the little baleen, and letting all that stuff get stuck in there. All the food they want to eat gets stuck, and they eat it. That's one way to do it. Now we draw a bunch of little bristles like a toothbrush. There we are. Cool. Okay. Let's do, I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's do these little lines down here now on the bottom of their belly. All right, let's draw more of these little lines. They're kind of like, well, they actually are. They're grooves. They're not just little line like a pattern. They're actually grooves on their neck. Let's just call that their neck, because they let in so much water when they're trying to get food that they can actually expand. And so when it's grooved, it actually allows it to get bigger and bigger and bigger without like stretching or, you know, cracking their skin. And that's why they have those lines there. It's pretty cool, huh? I never knew what those lines were for. I thought they were just decorative. Helps them get all that water in there. I can only imagine how much water they can fit inside their mouths, being that big. Even their babies are big. They're huge. They're like, I think their babies can get up to about 28 feet long when they're born. That is such a huge baby. Okay, let's do this little water shooting out of the, water and air shooting out of the blowhole. Yeah, they can hold their breath for quite a while. They usually hold it between 10 and 20 minutes, which is a good long while, actually. Then they have to keep coming back to the surface and blowing out all the air. If you've ever gone snorkeling, you'll know exactly how a whale feels. You have to hold your breath going to the water. When you come back to the top, you blow out your little tube, and it shoots out the top like a blowhole. It gets all the water out of the tube, and it gets the air out. So you can exhale, and then you inhale with the water now cleared, and then you go back under the water and you can swim around. It's kind of a freaky feeling, but it's really fun when you figure it out. All right, let's do some more of those little splashes right here. How's yours looking? If yours is looking different than mine, that's great. That's okay. I think I'm ready to I have everything? Yeah, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to now just go ahead and erase all of my undersketch, and then I'm going to color it in, and probably going to be a blue color, I don't know, for my blue whale. You don't have to keep it blue. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to do some fun blues and have a lot of fun. So have fun coloring. We'll catch up afterwards. And my blue whale is finished. I ran out of marker. The ink on my marker ran out on the blue down there, so it's a little choppy, but you know what? I got just enough out of it to finish my blue whale, and I'm really happy with him. So I am going to call him, what should I call him? Buddy. You know what? Buddy, I like that name. He's going to be Buddy the Blue Whale. Have you named yours yet? Awesome. Very cool. Well, hopefully you had a fun time drawing your whale. I thought this was a whole lot of fun. And again, they're not really this squished and condensed, but look how much more fun they were to draw. It would be a lot better than drawing a long, skinny line. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel, because that way we can see all the different classes that we do every single day. Oh, before I let you go, I need to remember something. I need to sign my name. I didn't sign my name on here. I'm super proud of my whale. Gotta put my name on. But, okay, now I can say it. be brave, be creative, but most importantly, be you. Alrighty, we'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait. Remember I said there was going to be some of your artwork at the end. Here it is right now. I just wanted to say you guys are amazing. All the work you guys turned in is fantastic. I love seeing it. Keep it up and enjoy your guys' work. Hopefully yours is in there. Alrighty, we'll see ya.